we played a good basketball team tonight. And when they take and make threes, when they make threes, they're a better basketball team. And they made enough of them tonight to make it very, very difficult on us and very interesting down the stretch. Obviously, the first half was turnover plagued by us. We had at least 6, maybe 7 offensive charges in our 12 first half turnovers, and you can't do that. We talked about that with our team. I told our team, they take and fake more charges than anybody you'll play. And I told the refs that before the game. I said they fake more charges than anybody. And I thought, the first one I thought was not a good call on Angelo. Other than that, probably were good calls. You have to be able to jump stop and make a play. We were much better on that second half. And down the stretch in the second half, the last, I'm going to say 8 minutes, we appeared from our end to have more of an offensive flow and feel to what we were doing. They looked more comfortable. They looked more at ease with penetrating and throwing it back out, from playing inside out. And we found a way to get a win. And everybody contributed. We had good moments from everyone who played. So this was an important win and a good win against a good team. They beat Kansas State. They led Washington by 9 with about 9 minutes to go in the second half. And they're capable of playing with anybody. And we found a way to have them play with us and then some, and then we found a way to win the game. So, again, got to get better, and we will. But I saw growth down the stretch. We made enough important plays to win the game. Any question?
That offensive flow you mentioned towards the end of the game, was that because you think the lineup you put out there had something to do with it?
Do what?
You mentioned offensive flow kind of picked up late in that second half. Was that because of the lineup you had out there?
I don't know. I mean, the lineup we had out there did a nice job, so I don't know that I would say it was because of the lineup, but they did a nice job.
You talked a lot about some of the issues and maybe players are thinking too much. Do you think maybe just the desperation of being down 8 and just having to play maybe helped a little bit? Because it looked like they just sort of let everything go and started to make baskets and run the offense.
That's a good point. Sometimes controlled desperation is good. That might have been part of it. I think, and I don't know who made the first basket when we got down 8 to make a play, but I thought Winston down the stretch played thoughtful, and when he got inside, he hit a little bank runner and made a couple of plays for other people. Whereas early on, he turned the ball over 2 or 3 times early. He turned the ball over 2 or 3 times to start the second half. And down the stretch, he didn't turn the ball over. He did a nice job. And you have to be able to do that. But maybe a little controlled desperation is what we saw. But I saw them play with energy and play with toughness to say we're going to find a way to win. And in some way, somehow, we did. And I think our kids are to be applauded. And they know that. They know that was hard fought. They know that we had enough not so good moments that it could have gone the other way too. Anything else?
Coach, you mentioned Long Beach's the 3-point shooting from Long Beach earlier. Is there a number that you'd like your guys to get to as far as 3-point shot attempts in a game, or at any point in this game were you urging them to or encouraging them to shoot maybe more from deep?
Our team?
Yeah.
No. One of our 5 bullet points was we wanted to keep Long Beach to 5 or fewer 3-point baskets made. I think they were averaging 9 coming in. And we said, let's keep them to 5 or fewer. And we did not do that. We gave them some open looks, and they made them. They made some hard looks. So, I mean, they're a team that can get hot, and I watched them play every game they'd played. They were down 7 or 8 to Western Michigan, went on like a 16-0 run, and they made every shot they took. They can do that. They played UCLA. They were I think down 5 or 6, went on a 13-0 run. They're a streaky team, and they can get hot, and they can make shots. When they make a shot, particularly if Kathy makes a shot, it seems to energize everybody else. It's almost like the old for Jimmer Fredette. When he made a shot, everybody else shot better, and that happened a little bit tonight. But we don't have a set number we want to take or make. But we had a set number we wanted them to make, and they got double that and one more.
Coach, down the stretch, you played without one of your typical point guards tonight. I think Winston was running the point quite a bit. What was the thinking behind that lineup?
That lineup was precipitated because of what I wanted defensively. I thought Dakari, when he came in, did a great job on Caffey. And he had length and athleticism to stay in front of him. And when he did that a few times and did it successfully, I said, I'm not going to take him out. Now, Winston, JJ, we got to bring the ball up and get us entered into whatever we want to do. But the thinking was more defensive oriented than offense. And one last thing, he would never say it, but I'll say this to you. When JJ got fouled and missed the first free throw, I'm trying to get his attention, which I did not get, to tell him they have no timeouts left. With a little over 2 seconds to go, we're better served to miss the second one. And he did that on his own. He missed the second shot intentionally, knowing they had no timeouts, and it would be much more difficult. They almost made it, but it would be much harder for them to go 94 feet off the dribble than throw the ball to midcourt and have somebody have a chance to throw one. And then so, again, JJ makes plays that are athletic, and he makes plays that he does with his brain.
Coach, you guys had a lot of turnovers tonight. Obviously, there were quite a few that were charges. What do you think is? Do you think there's a reason for so many turnovers?
We had 6 charges in the first half, 6 out of our 12. We had one turnover the last 8.5 minutes of the game, I think. And we had them in flurries. We had starting the game, I think we turned the ball over 3 out of our first 4 times we had it. And then we had the one stretch after a timeout, probably water on the floor by our bench. Winston slips, turns it over, then he turns it over again. So, 18 is obviously way too many. 6 the second half is livable. So we gotta say we're not going to run over people like we did. But we're going to take the win.
You shot 25 free throws, they shot 2. You had, if you take away those charges, very few fouls in the defensive end. How important is it, and how much of an advantage is it not to foul like you guys are able to not do?
Well, it's critical. Even down the stretch where we had 4 fouls, with whatever it was, 16, 18 seconds to go, and we said, see how much time you can burn. Don't let Caffey get away from you, but foul him when he crosses midcourt. Sideline out of bounds. Try to make him go back across midcourt to get it. Wait till he crosses and foul him again. So we were able to strategically use 7, 8, 9 seconds by fouling twice without them being at the free throw line. And then he dropped in a big, tough 3 with just a couple seconds to go. So it was entertaining if you came to watch, and disappointing for the Long Beach fans and exhilarating for us. So our kids were as excited as they've been in a while coming in the locker room. I think sometimes you come in and there's relief that you won. It was not that tonight. There was genuine enthusiasm and energy and excitement because we won that game, and it felt good for all of us.